The Phoenix. Update number 2, I think. Might be number 3. Anyways, coming to you live from the dungeon. Here's my bandsaw under work in progress. I'm having a bit of success. It's about time. I've gotten the 1/2-inch blade to run fairly true most of the time. I find if I run it closer to the back of the wheel, it seems to stay there. If I run it closer to the front, it seems to want to jump off the front. My main problem that I was having, I found out, was that when I had the blade not under tension, I could get the two wheels coplanar really well. But I found that when I tensioned everything up, they weren't coplanar anymore. And I found that this bottom saddle block assembly here, where I have the bearings in, was just simply not getting out far enough to be able to be perfectly coplanar with the top wheel. So what I did was, I took my tracking and tensioning adjuster here, and it used to run in this little groove here, and I took it out of there, and I put it on the back. Made a new spacer up, used the same plates in the front, and this moved the whole tracking and tensioning adjustment block back about 1 centimeter, which then let me adjust the bottom bearing block so that I could get the two wheels coplanar under tension. So I was able to do that. Now my big problem is I'm still having a lot of vibration from this pulley. This pulley has got just a ton of vibration on it. I'm pretty sure that you can see that. I'll just spin it by hand here. There's a lot of movement on that sucker. And that transmits to the bottom wheel, which makes the blade kind of walk around a bit. I imagine that the 1/2-inch blade is a little bit less tolerant to that than the smaller 1/4-inch blades, because there's a lot more surface area touching the wheel, but I don't know. The 1/4-inch blades seem to track for a long time, even with the vibration. The 1/2-inch blade can go for, a couple of minutes, no problem, but every now and then it just wants to jump off the front of the saw. I don't know why. I think it's the vibration. Something else that I did that was a big improvement for tuning the saw was I welded this plate on and threaded 2 holes and put 2 bolts in it, and this pushes against the bottom of the back edge of the saddle block. In that way I can quite easily tip the bottom wheel in or out to make it easier to get everything coplanar. I was doing that before with shims, but shims were kind of a pain. Okay, I'm going to just start this up, show you that it works. We'll see if we can get the blade to jump off the front or not. Make sure everything's tight. Everything looks good. And we'll see. Okay, here we go. You can see this pulley go for a ride. Okay, everything seems to be running fine. A little bit of vibration in the blade there. It's not fluttering, it's under tension. Hard to see in the video, I guess, but it's not fluttering. And everything seems to be running well. I hope it stays that way. The biggest problem that I see right now is that this bottom pulley is just going in and out and round like a paint can mixing. I'd say it's got a wiggle on that pulley that Pamela Anderson would be happy to have. Let me tell you, it wiggles and wobbles all over the bloody place. Okay, I've shut that off and you can see this thing shut down. You can see everything there go for a good wiggle. So I think that when I replace that pulley, I've got one in order. Maybe, I think they said 5 days to get it. Hopefully that's going to cure a lot of this problem, because let me tell you, that thing really wiggles. And I might put link belts on it too. I haven't decided yet. Maybe when I put another order into someone in the States, I'll get some link belts. So, that's about it, I guess. The one thing that I have to do is when I get the I gotta rearrange this. Right now I have it set up so that the bearings would run like this, like most saws do, but I've been advised to run them like this. Big Blue runs like that, and Big Blue works really well, so I don't see why it wouldn't work well with this. I don't know, it just seems to make some sense to me that if you run it like this, I mean, that's the way the bearing was meant to be run. The bearing this is not a thrust bearing, it's just a normal old bearing. Not that there's a lot of thrust on it, but you run it like this, every now and then, periodically, you just adjust it in and out this way. I think that this will run for a long time. Plus, these bearings are cheap. They're only like couple of bucks, you know. I mean, I've got to replace a bearing every year because it gets a groove on it from the blade. It's not, I don't think it's really a big deal. Well, anyways, that's about it. I guess you can get back to your regular programming. The Phoenix is coming to life. I got my laminate in so I can get my tabletop done. I'm thinking about a fence right now, but to be perfectly honest, I don't really know if I need a fence. I didn't build this saw to cut straight lines. I built it to cut curvy lines. I've got Big Blue to cut straight lines, and let me tell you, Big Blue cuts really good straight lines. So I don't really see the need of a fence. Of course, that's not going to be a big deal to add to the edge of a table, but if I need to do that, I will. But right now, like I said, I don't really see the need for a fence. Maybe that will change. I got that block of wood stuck in there, if you're wondering, just to keep this thing from vibrating. The vibration is so bad, this piece, which has only got a bolt down here, just shakes like you wouldn't believe, and makes a lot of noise. And I've got to re-drill a hole here for my tensioning thing, because I moved this back, so of course now it doesn't line up. So that's about it. Oh, here you go, bench shot. What a mess. I've gotten to the point now where I'm hunting for tools, which means to me it's time to clean up, which is something that I'll do tonight. From now I got to go to do my other job, my real work, and hopefully I'll get back to this tonight and do a little more work on it here or there. Anyways, I'm having some success, I'm happy to say. That's about it. Coming to you live from the dungeon in Tokyo, Japan is the Phoenix update. Thanks a lot. See you around.